this is the left front leg. This is the shoulder, elbow, wrist is down here, which I have more of that.
Okay.
So when I look at the shoulder, I see nothing. It looks nice and smooth. The bone looks normal. Same when I come down to the elbow. I don't see anything that looks like arthritis. Bone looks normal. You come down to the wrist, everything looks normal. And because you asked, and I think it's a good idea anyway, one thing I like about dogs, they tend to have two of things, so you can compare one with the other, so, which is useful. So this is then the right front leg.
Okay.
Nope, that's a hind leg. Where's my front leg? There's my front leg. So same two views, and again, you know, the joint looks nice and smooth. If you had arthritis, you would see little bone spurs or things like that.
Okay.
You could maybe see bone being eaten away if you had cancer or something like that. I have not seen anything. This looks normal.
Okay.
And then when you get down here, so these are both front feet. Nothing looks odd.
And looks fine.
Yep, nothing
Okay.
looks odd. So then I took so this is the pelvis. So here we're laying on our back, heads up here, butts down here.
Mhm.
Here's the plate from the surgical repair. Hips look normal, I don't see any arthritis there. And then this is the left leg, basically from here down, looking at it from the side. So
Okay.
on the other leg, you would see the plate right here.
Mhm.
I don't see anything. I palpated the knee while he was asleep to see if there was any kind of draw or anything like that. Nothing down to the ankle. So then after I saw all this, and I said, well, I did take, yeah. So I took the lateral view of the right leg. And so here you can see a little bit in part where the way this looks versus the way this looks, although some of that is the surgery, and this is a surgery leg here.
Okay.
But, yeah.
And the surgery leg still looks good.
Surgery leg looks fine, yeah. So then when I said, well, I don't see anything here, really the other thing that could explain a front and back leg lameness potentially could be a neck problem. It's not the most likely thing in the world, but it can happen. If this were a dachshund, that'd be the first thing that goes through my head. They're the poster child, but it works the same way. It's just not likely in a big breed. So this is the neck. We're laying on our side. Here's his microchip. We actually, there's our anesthesia tube in here. So this is the neck with the vertebrae. I don't see anything odd. Now, as I told you on the phone, the stuff you really want to see, which is the spinal cord running through here, you can't see. So there could be something going on, but it doesn't appear to be reflected in the bones there.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be. This is the other view where he's laying on his back. We're looking at it this way now. And again, I don't see anything real exciting. So it's a dilemma because I saw the video. You got a lame dog, and he's lame for a reason, but it is not appearing on here. So what I suggested, and I did it while he was asleep, is I don't think it's the most likely thing in the world, but some of the tick-borne diseases, Lyme disease being the most common one, can cause lameness. I would expect if you had Lyme disease bad enough that it was causing lameness, you'd see something else, but you don't have to, I guess. So if you, excuse me.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
With the blood work they sent off, was that full blood work that they looked at, or was it?
It was full blood work.
Okay, so it was a full panel.
It was a full panel, and then because of Hockfoss, they wanted to do some Cushing's thing or other.
Yeah.
I think that was in July maybe
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. So I think it's worth sending blood
Okay. So you went ahead and
see-
drew that while he was under.
Yeah, so to see, I guess if it came back positive, and I can make a case, or at least has some appropriate signs, the treatment for tick-borne disease is a specific antibiotic, so
Okay,
could be worth trying. If it doesn't come back positive, it doesn't totally rule out tick-borne diseases, but it's unlikely enough, in my opinion. I think it's not likely anyway. Then, as I say, then one has to decide who would be the next person to work this up. As I say, if you think it's a neurologic problem, you need somebody who is not me. If it's an orthopedic problem, I'm not seeing it. You know, what you could consider is make sure you have your videos, because I can guarantee you Murphy's Law, he's not gonna be lame.
right, like he wasn't in here
Yeah.
yesterday.
So people can see this, and then you could consider taking him to a general specialist, if there's such a thing there, along with the x-rays, videos, see if they come up with something that I am not.
Okay.
But in my opinion, these x-rays look normal. I don't see anything that would explain what you're seeing here.
Okay,
So if you want, we'll send out the test, we'll have those results back soon tomorrow, but whenever they come back.
okay,
It'll probably be Dr. Hildinger gives you a call, because I'm here on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then if it's all normal, and obviously this still persists, has he ever been treated for this? I know I didn't treat him at all.
no, and the only other time he's ever limped was when
When he tore this.
When
yeah.
he tore that.
And that's sort of, that doesn't explain the front leg, if nothing else. It could explain the hind leg, but
And
I've
the
not
front
seen
leg
it.
is new as of last week.
Yeah.
That was the first we'd seen, because he would hind every now and then. It has become more prevalent and more severe we moved here a year ago, and so we were attributing everything to he loves to lay on the cold tile in the house.
Yeah.
And it was just like he was just kind of sore when he would get up. But it's lasting like throughout the day. But he also, no matter how severe the limping is, he still wants to play. He's still bringing you the ball,
Right.
and we're like, buddy, you're limping. We're not playing
Right.
ball right now.
Yeah.
You know, he eats fine, acts fine. We manipulate, whatever
Yeah.
limb he's limping on every which way we possibly can.
Nothing.
He never draws back. He just lays there like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're being
Yeah.
kind of silly.
Right.
The only sign that we have that there's something wrong is he limps.
Yep, well, and I saw your video yesterday, I mean, and that was not, it was not a little subtle limp, like, is there something wrong? He's pretty gimpy there, and at the times, he's sometimes almost three-legged there.
Yeah, and that was day 2 of it. The day prior to that was terrible.
Right. I mean, let's see what the tick panel shows. I mean, if it's
Okay.
normal, we could just try some appropriate medication. I mean, usually with this stuff, unless it's something that I know what it is, where I feel like you sprained your ankle, it's gonna get better, my expectation is, yeah, he'll get better on the medication, but it's not likely to solve the problem, and it's gonna come back again when he comes off of it. But I think there's not a huge downside to trying it. If it gets better and never comes back, I'll tell you, I don't know what I treated there, but we don't care.
Right.
If it gets better and comes back, which would be the thing that I would expect is more likely, then to have a permanent fix, if there is a permanent fix, we're gonna have to find out what it is. And at this point, I'm not seeing it,
Okay.
okay? Let's see what the tests show. Dr. Hill's gonna give you a call tomorrow whenever it comes back there.
Okay.
And then, if you wanted to pursue it further, yes, I don't even know who to send you to. I mean, I could send you to a neurologist to see if they think this is a neuro issue. If they do feel strongly it is, then you'd be in the right place for them to, if they need to do some sort of imaging, especially if they think maybe it is a neck. At that point, you're gonna need an MRI. And what would that accomplish? I mean, if they come to the conclusion that's what it is, there are surgeries for that. Again, there are surgeries for that in Port Charlotte. So let's see what the tests show. We'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay?
We're good with that.
All righty.
It's just such a mystery.
Well, it is, because as I say, it was not just a subtle lameness. I mean, he was pretty lame.
Yeah. And one thing that Wes and I talked about earlier, when he's like this, I mean, we kept him down as much as we possibly
Mhm.
could when it appeared in the front
Mhm.
last week. But when it's hind, it seems like once he gets going, it's almost like he runs it off and then he's fine.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, that's common if you have some sort of arthritis. And he could, it's not, I don't see it on the x-rays. Things have to be at a certain point before you can see them. And it doesn't always correlate. I've seen dogs with the worst x-rays in the world. X-rays you think, how can this dog walk? And he could care less. And then you see dogs with just the most subtle signs that can't get up. So it could be, I'm not seeing it on the
I'm not
x-ray.
seeing it yet.
So as I say, that's where a trial of medication might be in order. But if we're dealing with some sort of arthritis, my expectation is gonna be better on the medication, and when he comes off, you're gonna be calling me about this again. here.
Okay, okay.
Let's see what the tests show, we'll go from there.
Very good,
All right.
very good.
Let me, I don't know where the paperwork is, I'll be right back.